Hi everyone, welcome to Hordanso Ltd channel, your trusted partner for domains and hosting. I am Solomon, and today I will be guiding you on how to get your email SMTP. All right, previously on some of our videos, we have showed how to get your business email so that you will not be using like general email like Gmail, Outlook. Yeah, it's very good for one to use business email. So you want to get your business email, you go to ordanso.net/business email, you come and choose your package. So we have basically these packages. So you can see the features. These are 5 accounts, 20 accounts, 100 accounts. So today, let's go straight to what we want to look at today. So you have gotten your email. What next? So maybe you want to create an SMTP. So we want to look at what is an SMTP and how you can get it from Hordanso platform. All right, let's head down to our client portal. So this is my client portal, my test account. So I have this email that I bought for my testing. So I'm going to open it. So you can see it's basic email. It has 5 accounts. So to log in to my email, I'm going to log in either with the webmail or with the cPanel, but I prefer cPanel so that I can see other things. So I'm going to click on cPanel. Boom, it's going to open. So you can see I have my email account here. So in our previous video, so if you want to get more, please go to YouTube/@Hordanso Ltd. A lot of videos, instructional resources are there. So in our previous video, we have showed how to get your video. We have showed how to get your email, yeah, from the YouTube videos. So let's look at that. So we're not going to look at how to get an email. So we're going to go to my email accounts. Um, I'm going to go there. Next, I'm going to create one. I'm going to create one email account. So first, let's look at what is an SMTP. That is what we want to look at today. So maybe we'll come back and create the email. So what is an SMTP? Before we look at the SMTP, let's talk about how email works. Yeah. Now, when you write an email, SMTP would be like the driver or the car that will send it to the person that will receive your email. So the way it moves in 4 layers. So you write your email, SMTP sends it via the internet, and your recipient receives it in his inbox, maybe his company email account, his Gmail, his Outlook, and so on and so forth. Now, there are two directions. So you have the outbound, that is the SMTP. Now you have the inbound. So for inbound, you have two ways. So you can have IMAP, that's IMAP, or POP3, but this video is specifically for outbound, that's SMTP. So we're not going to discuss inbound, we're going to discuss outbound. So outbound means how emails are sent from you to the recipient, not how the emails are sent from the recipient down to you. So SMTP means simple mail transfer. So that is what SMTP means. So let me get this. Let me get this. Let me get this and add it to my notes so that you can see. So let me add this to my notes here. So you can see, so you write the email, SMTP sends it via the internet, the receiver receives it. So I just said SMTP means simple mail transfer protocol, so it's a protocol. So when it's inbound, this is it, IMAP and POP3, but we're not going to discuss IMAP, we're going to discuss SMTP. All right, so how SMTP works, how it works. Now it works via you having your credentials. So normally you should have the basic thing you need is the server that will be sending the email, because for you to send an email, you must have a server, or moreover, you have a domain that is already in the server. You have hosted the domain somewhere, yeah, maybe with Hordanso or with any other platform. Now you have a port. So port is like a particular address, a house where the email will live. So you have a port. So normally SMTP, you use 587, port 587. That should be the best. Yeah, that is recommended. Yeah, via TLS, or you can use the old one, the legacy one, 465. Yeah, most people still use 465. Yeah, what I'm going to show you today, we're going to use 465. Yeah, we normally use 465 in our platform, but I think some new platforms use 587, that's via TLS, or 465 can still do that via your SSL. You have other ports like 25, but that is server to server, so don't try it if you're not working on server to server. You also have alternative to TLS, that's the 587. You can use 2525. Yeah, that's alternative to 587. So let's look at how to create that email account. Let's create one here. So I'm going to create one. Um, let's just say CEO, something like that. At this, okay, let me not do CEO. Let's do help out this. So you'll get your password. So when you're creating an email account, the username, that's the email, and the password. So you must have that. So I'm going to copy this, or let me generate another one. Yeah, I'm going to copy this password because I'm going to hold it. I need it. So I'm going to keep my password here, and this is my email. So I'm going to create the email. Boom, my email is created. So this is the email. So this is the email account. So I need to go to the email and check the email. So let me post the email here. Now, so when it's opening, let's be going when it's opening. So for you to have your SMTP, so the details that you need as the credentials for your SMTP now, is you need your host or your server. So where who is the person that will send in the email? Yeah. So for you to send an email, you must use a host or a server. Yeah. But moreover, first, you remember we talked about you having your domain first. So you have your domain, so you can have something like mail.yourdomain.com. Normally, you can have like smtp Gmail, something like that. Yeah. So that's the host. So the next one is the username. So username is the email. So for us now, the username is still this email that we have here. The password is this. Yeah. So you have the password. So that's your email account password. Now the ports. So we have talked about it. So we are not looking at this for now. We are looking at this. So for 587 or 465. Yeah, the legacy um, ports. So you need these four things basically as your SMTP. Now, what is now the use of SMTP? That's what I want to know. So where will you use it? Now, you can use it in your AI automation platforms, in your Anything, Zapier, Make.com. You can use them in your CRMs like your GoHighLevel, website builders, Wix, WordPress, SC, all those platforms, Outlook, Thunderbird, Brevo, Apple Mail, like a lot of those platforms where you need to send email. Maybe you do email marketing, or maybe you have a platform where you send emails to your customers, notifications. So for you to set up your own email, that can be sending that email to you. So you have to bring up your own server and your own SMTP credentials. So those are the credentials that you need. So how do you get it from us, from Hordanso? So we've created our email. So the next thing is for you to get those credentials. So let's go and get those credentials. Um, yeah, I'll pause for, okay, so it's opened. So I'll open my email box. Let me open my email box. So on creating the email, you should see your credentials. That's the first mail you should receive. So if you come here, you can see the credentials. This is the username. That's the email. So the password is the email account password. So the incoming server, yeah. So the server is this. It's still the same outgoing server. So this is incoming and outgoing server. So we'll copy this. This is our server. So we'll have this. Where is that again? So we have this. This is our server, our username, our passwords. Let's go back. So you can see it's the outgoing. So you can see our system is using 465. That's is good. You can use 465. That's via SSL, or you can use 587 via TLS. So for incoming, maybe next video we'll discuss about that IMAP and POP3. What's the difference between those two, and explain how incoming emails work. Now we have those details. Next, we can use it in a platform. So let's test it. So I have just a simple Anything. So Anything is an automation platform that you can use to do send messages. You can do a lot of automations. So it's one of the great automation platforms. So I'm going to just do it. So this is just my manual trigger, and this is what we need just to send an email. So to send an email, you need an email account before you can send email. So I'm going to click here. I'm gonna try to add a new account. So I'm gonna add credentials. So it's gonna ask me the user. So I'm gonna get the user. So the user is the username. That is this. I'm gonna get it. So the next thing is password. Let me bring this closer here. So I'm gonna take this password. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put the server, this here. So port of it is 465. So it's still the same thing. As me, it's not 465, 587. So let's save it. Let's see whether it's gonna work. Boom. It works. Connection tested successful. So we can test it. Though my domain is not live, so but it's gonna go. But the server. So when your domain is not live, what happens when you send an email? The recipient's server, remember you have your own server, the recipient server will first of all do a DNS check on your own server to check if your domain is live. Do you have your records? So I've checked the YouTube videos that we've done before. We explain the different records that you need for your email, the A record, the MX record, the TST, all those things. So if the recipient server do that lookup and it did not say it, for instance, it's going to do that lookup for mine and it's going to do like a 502 error because it's going to reject it like, oh, I don't see this domain online, but it's not that it's not working. Okay, so let's go. So we did this. So if I check it again, yeah, so that is what we use. So I'm going to copy this. So from email, let me do from my name to let me send it to my company accounts. Let me do tests email. Let me just do just a tests. Let me just do hi so So let's test it if it's gonna go. So let's execute this. Boom, it works successful. The email went, but the server is gonna reject it just like this. So, but is your own is gonna work? Yeah, because my domain is not live. So if I refresh this, I'm supposed to see that email. So you can see it here. So you can see it here. Yeah, so that's 550. So send that domain not found. So that's the error here. 550 means the domain. They did a DNS lookup for my domain and it was not found. So, but yours should work because your domain should be live. You must have a live domain before you can do that. But what you are trying to test is the SMTP, which worked perfectly. So this is how to get your SMTP credentials and connect it to any platform that you need your SMTP. Thank you for watching this video. Please, if this helped you, like, share, and see you next time. Bye bye.